Hi everyone, Deborah here. This morning I am going to show you how you can redistribute the copper oxide wire particles in the large Copa cattle boluses into smaller goat-sized boluses. If you've only got 4 or 5 goats, then it's probably not worth your time to think about doing this because you're not gonna save that much money, or it's gonna be a very slow return on your investment. However, if you've got a lot of goats, like we have 16 milkers and 4 bucks, and I'm not sure how many kids at the moment, it actually is a lot less expensive for us to do this. I started doing it because we discovered we had a problem with copper deficiency in 2007. And back then they didn't make goat-sized boluses, they only made the cattle-sized boluses. And so it wasn't available, the goat size. So I had to make these myself. Once the goat size boluses were available, I thought, oh, when I run out of the cattle size, I'll go ahead and buy the goat size. But then when I realized the price per gram was a lot cheaper, the cattle boluses, I went ahead and decided to just continue making those. Not to mention the fact that I had originally bought 1,000 empty gelatin capsules. And so it just made sense to keep doing it. I'm gonna be making adult size boluses today. So these are size 0 capsules will make 2 gram boluses, which is good for about 40 pounds of goat. Now I'll show you, I also have some size 1 capsules here. These are the ones I use for kids. So the size 1 capsules, probably kind of hard to see because they're clear, but they hold 1 gram. So that's 1 gram. This is 2 grams next to it. But I really don't have any kids I need to do right now. But we got breeding season coming up on us. I've started to see a couple of fishtails. If goats are copper deficient, they are not going to get pregnant. And many of them will not even come into heat. So that's why it's really important for us to make sure our goats all have plenty of copper. So this is the Copa 25 gram, and this is what you give a cow that weighs over 500 pounds. So you absolutely would not want to give one of these to a goat. And in fact, this is the size. So if you've ever, heard the cliche about something being as big as a horse pill, I don't know what a horse pill looks like, but this is what a cow pill looks like, and it's really big. I think they started increasing the amount of glue or something they use on these. I used to be able to just kind of push my thumb in right there at the seam and go all the way around, and I could get it loosened up enough that I could just twist it and then get it open. Oh, I am doing that. Well, I'm twisting it. I'm twisting and pulling. I really don't like having to use the scissors because it's kind of scary. I'm always afraid I'm going to stab myself with them, but this is not working. So, all right, I'm gonna have to use the scissors. So do this in such a way that so I have to press down, and always make sure your fingers are not where the scissors can stab you. And then you just kind of rip this big capsule off and pour the copper oxide wire particles into your plate. And then you take your little size 0 gelatin capsules, if you want 2 gram boluses, and just fill them up. When I have a lot here, I usually scoop and push at it with my finger. And then once it's full, I just put the small end on there. Now, if you give these as boluses, you can go ahead and press real hard at that point, and you're going to feel a snap, and that's going to lock it together. But I don't want to do that because I don't give these as boluses to adults. So I'm not going to snap that shut because I'm basically just using these to measure the copper and then keep it in nice little 2 gram packets until I'm ready to use it. And I have Nigerian dwarfs, and so I will use 2 of these for an adult because they usually weigh 65 to 70 pounds. And so I give them 4 grams. So see, it's full. And I'm just going to put that on there. Just press it on there until I start to feel resistance. And then I drop it into old prescription bottles. It's really really important. If you have boluses of more than one size, you need to make sure that you have labels. Like, you see this little one here? This is what I have for the kids. So it says copper, 1 gram, and then 1 per 20 pounds. The reason is because it is really easy to make a mistake, and you don't want to do that. I used to label these all the time, and then I got lazy one time. I thought, I don't need to label them. I've been doing this for years. I know the white ones are for the adults, the clear ones are for the kids. And one day I needed to bolus a couple of kids, and I went in there, and there was only one bottle sitting in my storeroom, and it was white. And my brain said, oh, that's the kid size. And so I gave one of these to a kid. Now, he survived. He didn't even get sick, but I was worried sick for several days until I realized he was going to be okay. I absolutely would not recommend ever giving that much. That's not what the research says they need. Plus, we've done liver tests on kids or goats that are dead, and so I know that if we're giving at this level, I know that that puts their livers into the mid-normal range. So I definitely don't want to give them more. So that's why I create these little labels. So it says copper, 2 grams, 40 pounds, and that's gonna go on this container. If you wanna know more about copper deficiency, I have an online course that is absolutely free to take. I'll put the link to that in the description. So hopefully that helped you to understand how you can make your own goat-sized boluses. And if you've got a larger herd, you can definitely save some money with that. Thanks.